everybody, it's Erin Reed and we're back to etching. Woohoo! So I found this jar and it was actually from an old honey jar, which definitely got the vibe of the whole honey thing. And we are going to etch it. The first thing I did is I cut out a circle out of vinyl and we're going to place that on there. And that's what we're going to etch, is the actual, like the circle. Instead of actually putting the circle down, because I want to etch everything around it, I want to etch the inside of the circle. So I'm going to open this up, place it on here, put the etching cream on, and let it sit for 15 minutes. You want to make sure that your circle is nice and secure. Place my circle on and then lay it down. Next, I'm going to add my etching cream, let it sit for 15 minutes. All the etching cream can go right back in the jar. It is reusable, which is fantastic. But a generous amount, because it is reusable, I'm only doing a tiny space. You can reuse it, reuse it, reuse it, and it is good to go. So just plop it in here. And then we are going to rinse it off, like I said, and I'll come back and I'll show you what the next step is. So let it sit, cleaned it off, went to the sink, and wiped all the excess off. And now I can remove my mask, and there's a nice little circle on here that is etched. It's very cool. So I'm just going to remove a little bit of the water that's there, and you can really see the etching on there. Isn't that fun? All right, so it just gives it some kind of a cool thing. You could also do the whole thing. You could have fun. You could etch some of the spaces on here. I mean, you really can kind of do what you want. So now I have a stencil, and I'm going to layer the stencil up as best as I can in the center of the circle. And I just got some washi tape that I'm going to use to try and center it on here to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. All right, so I have this centered on here. And now I'm going to use my Pebeo Vitra 160. This is a glass paint that you let it set for 24 hours and then you bake it, and you can go dishwasher safe and all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm going to come in just with my little stencil brush from Dynasty, and I am going to make sure that this is nice and flat as best as possible, and come in and apply my stencil with the black. I don't want to overdo how much paint, but I want to make sure I get a nice coat. It is a thin paint, so I got to be careful about how much I'm adding here. All right, so I'm going to come in and remove my stencil. Now I want my bee to look a little more bee-like. With the stencil, it's kind of a rough shape, and I want to kind of fill it in. So I'm just going to take a brush and just kind of fill in the rest of what I feel the bee is going to look like. So I'm going to take a look at my Crafters Workshop stencil here and then just kind of fill in the space. I didn't have anything to give me a good representation of what a bee would be, so I'm just going to do it this way. So I've painted it on my bee and I've just kept it black. I'm going to take the yellow now to really kind of emphasize the concept of the fact that this is honey and it's a bee, and this is a yellowy color. It's really pretty. Also from Pebeo. And I'm going to alternate. I'm going to come in and I'm going to do all of the honeycombs. Actually, I'm not going to alternate. I'm just going to do all of the honeycombs in the yellow. So just kind of keeping to this outside, bringing in that yellow. So now I've got a painted section that's all yellow. It's going to go all the way around. And then I've got this beautiful little bee that I've painted on here with the help of the stencil. I could not freehand that to save my life. It gave me a place to start. And I just love that stenciled look because it really did mimic the look, or the etch. It really did mimic the look of the stencil on there, about having that circle. I love that concept. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, I need to replicate that. And so that's what I was doing. Everything needs to set for 24 hours. That needs to dry. And then what do you do with the jar? Oh my, you could do tons of stuff. Because this is a jar that is microwave or dishwasher safe, I now can use it for just about anything. I can use it for food storage if I wanted to. It just needs to be baked to let the paint set. I could also just use it for craft storage, which I think is what I'm going to do. It's a nice cute little jar. It's kind of low. I don't want to put the lid back on. I don't think I could, but I think I'm going to leave the lid off. And then just use it as a fun little craft storage, something that I kind of decorated and just had some fun with. And I love just the bee vibe. It's just kind of fun and different. So there it is, all done, super cute. Simple etching of the glass just to kind of make everything pop. So now it's got to sit for 24 hours, then it's got to bake. All the instructions for how to do all that stuff is on the back side of the paints. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye-bye, everybody.